Today we are fixing up a couple of things on the Sinclair C5. One of them is something that's been annoying me for a while, which is this mount for the light switch. It is rusty. I don't want it rusty. So I'm going to spray paint it black because it is originally black, obviously. Sand it down, obviously, get rid of the rust, make it look 100 times nicer. That's one of the things we're doing today. Another one is I've got some vinyl wrap which I'd like to put over the Sinclair logo on the back boot, which I think will look pretty cool because the boot's white. I actually prefer the grey boot, but you know what, I might as well start customizing it a little bit. And as well as that, I'm looking at getting some more inner tubes because I've actually had one or two already pop on this since I first uploaded my videos on the Sinclair C5. But I want to get some sludge to put inside the tyres, so if a puncture does appear, it doesn't hold because it gets sealed up. Clear lacquer, do you know what? That might be useful. Oh, we actually have some black down here. That's funny. Completely missed that. Right. We have some Easy Fast premium paint which can be used on metal. Awesome. And then we have a clear lacquer, quick drying lacquer to chuck on top just to make sure everything's nice. I just need to unscrew the switch and I'm going to sand it down with some P40 sandpaper because that's all I've got at the moment. Also, quick note, in the last video I said the lights weren't working. I realised that only one of the switches were connected. So we're going to be giving that another shot in this video to see if the light does work on the Sinclair C5. I'm not sure if you can see what I've been trying to get at, but I think the letters would look really cool completely black. However, this stuff, well, first of all, using the wrong knife, right? That's fine. But also this is just, it's just not sticking down. Like, look at this. None of it's sticking. It's really weak stuff I picked up from the range, so there's not a lot of adhering to it, which is very unfortunate. So I'm going to have to find an alternative. If that means I have to colour this in, then I will, because I do think it will look cool. I don't really want to colour it in, but a board marker will wipe off. Now, since the vinyl didn't work on the C5, I resorted to electrical tape. Now, I haven't done the whole thing, because I don't have the right knife with me. I think it's upstairs. I don't have it with me now. Anyways, this is what I've done at the moment. So I guess I'll use this just as a test to see how I like it. I've just put some electrical tape along this bit, and then I've put them on these bits of the eyes just to, I don't know, give it a little bit more character. And to be honest, I actually really like the look of that. I think that looks pretty nice. So I might get some proper vinyl or a board marker or something and make that a bit more permanent. Going over to the spray paint work, as you can see there was some slight bubbling there, so when I flipped it over to spray the underneath, I think I lent it into some paint, so I've just kind of like wiped it away and just given this a third coat. Both sides were originally 2, this one's a third. I believe this paint might be anti-rust. I believe it is, I'm not 100% sure. And I also have this, so quick drying exterior lacquer. So once this is dried, I'll give this another 5-10 minutes. I'm going to give this a quick spray over on both sides, maybe a couple coats on that. Then that should be good to go back on the C5. Look at that. This looks so much cleaner. What a beauty. Okay, so here is the final piece of the resistance. That looks a million times better than when we first took this off. So that is beautiful. I also just lightly sprayed the tops of the screws just so they're black and they'll be flush. I haven't put the other thing on them, the lacquer, because the lacquer doesn't dry straight away. So I've left that for a couple hours to dry now, so I'm hoping that'll be alright. The screws, when it's in, I might do like a quick spray coat once it's all in and all set. As well as that, I also have this. So this is slime. Now the slime goes inside the tyres, which will be fun. So what this is basically going to do is be a protector of punctures, because I have received punctures driving the Sinclair C5 about. I'm sure many people have. And driving in places and town centres and stuff, you know, people smash things. There's bottles, there's stones, there's screws, there's absolutely everything, right? So the best thing I can do is use this. Now I did talk to the guy in Halfords and he says use about a quarter of each of it for each tyre. I'm probably gonna maybe use a third, just over a quarter. So I'm hoping just for that like extra protection, that should be pretty good. But we're gonna be putting this back on first, and then I need to take the boot off and rejig the wiring because the dash isn't working. Okay, it started to rain. It's actually really picking up, so I'm not going to be out here much longer, but I will be out here in this video tomorrow. But I just want to see if the light's working, so we're going to try and do this really quickly because of the rain. Quick. Right. 3, 2, 1. It's actually on. There is a light. Can you see it? Cool. The light works. Awesome, right. It's picking up. So now the rain has subsided. It is 8:30 in the evening. The sun sets around 9:30. So I'm going to see what I can do really quickly. As I said, the dash has not been working. So we're just going to be unlocking the boot so it's not attached. And then we're going to unattach it at the bottom and open up the electrical box on the inside and basically see if there's like any movement in the cables, basically, to see if we can fix them. Right, electrics. So the electrics go into this box here. I want to like try and get on camera so I can show the lights on the dash at the same time. Let's see if we can set that up. So that's not gonna work. Alright. So we've got a bunch of red cables there. They go into there, that goes to the light, that goes back, the light comes out there. Right, so we're looking for red. These are red. Let's make sure everything's connected. Let's just put this up. Oh, it's not working. Okay. Okay, that's probably why. Right, so the light's on. Lights on. Look at that, look at that, right. Woohoo! So happy with that. Right, so now that we know there's power connected, we'll keep that on so we know the power hasn't been jolted. We need to try and get the dash working. So I don't really know what I'm doing, but it's fine because everything is a learning curve, right? That was half out. Has that done anything? No. Okay. So after a little bit of investigation, I genuinely can't find what's wrong with this. If someone who works on Sinclair C5s can let me know in the comments below, because I would genuinely really like to know like how to get this working again. It did work when I got this. It did. It stopped working. I was told a cable might have jolted out. I have tried everything and it's just not working. I'm just having a look down here to see if anything's like nudged out place down there, but it doesn't look like it. So yeah, if anyone can leave some advice, then I'd really appreciate it. Oh hi, you might be wondering what I'm doing right now. I've just taken out the inner tube. Now there's nothing wrong with it, it's still perfectly fine, the rear ones. Although I tried to put some slime in and I kind of gunged up this section in here, the valve. So I bought a new one, then I thought, you know what, I'm going to get 2 new ones, because I was struggling to get the valve section out to put the grease in for the rear ones. So I was like, do you know what, I'll work it out. So I did work it out. I've got new ones and then did it when they're not attached. I know, too much of a long-winded process, I wasn't really thinking, but it's done now, and I've got still a bit of slime left actually. I've got more than I thought now that it's settled in the bottle. So I've done half in each of the rear ones, and then the last third, or maybe just over a third, will go in the front one. I couldn't find a replacement front inner tube, so that's going to be on the same one because it's 12.5 inch and I couldn't find 12.5 inch. I've also seemed to have misplaced my jack stand, so it's balancing on a toolbox to jack it up at the moment. I'm sure the jack stand will turn up, I just don't know where it is. Okay, so I received a comment from the C5 depot on my previous video. So hello C5 depot, if you're watching this video, I want to address your comment really quickly, and we can go through some things together for all C5 owners, just so I can understand. Now, if you're watching this and you're like, who's the C5 depot? The C5 depot creates C5 parts for your Sinclair C5. They're based in the east of England, and they seem to do a really good job. I don't think I've spoke to them personally, but it's always good to have connections. So, this is how the comment goes, and I'm going to go through it as I read it along. Hey, there's a few things you need to sort out. Number 1, the clicking noise when you pull away is either the belt isn't tensioned or the output gear is worn. If you continue to use it, you will need to replace the output gear and belt, which is £70. Right, so I believe I just wasn't going fast enough on the motor, pedalling, so that's why the noise happened in the last video. I've driven it many times. I drove it a minute ago, a little bit more speed, pressed it, was perfectly fine. The gears are perfectly fine. The belt is actually in good condition. If there is any issues that I'm not aware of and it's still the belt, I don't mind taking things apart, having a look, investigating. At this current point in time, I think it's okay. So, you know, but please let me know. Number 2, you've wired the battery to the original cables, which gives you no reverse polarity protection in the long run and doesn't allow you to turn the C5 off should the main relay weld shut. It's no fun having a C5 run away. The solution is the safety loom. The safety loom also comes with a double bracket and switches. So I know what the safety loom is. The C5 depot happily, funnily enough, sell the safety loom for the C5. I can't afford it at this current point in time. I've got other expenses at this current point in my life to sort out, so the safety loom is something I can't afford. If the C5 depot would like to sponsor this video and send me one for free, I'll happily do a whole video on it, like a properly professionally edited video for them. But at this current point in time, I can't afford a safety loom, which is why it's the way it is. Number 3, remember pushing the C5 back more than a walking pace generates reverse voltage and can blow the electronics. Be very careful. Yes, I'm aware of that. I'm trying to go as slow as I can, or when I can, pick it up, turn it around. So I have to be aware of that in the future. But thank you, any C5 owners who didn't know that, or anyone using like motors and stuff, you're aware of that. So, number 4, the pod not working. It's probably the red connector on the back. Dry solder joints for the pins or corroded pins. We can replace these if needed. If you're talking about the pod with the dash, is that what you're talking about? Then that's still not working. I have tried in this video, can't get it to work. Had a look in the back, took it all apart, could not work it out. So advice on that would be great. Although the light now works, haha, just wasn't plugged in properly. Number 5, be careful with that lock rotating and damaging the boot lock mounting joint. We make adapters to stop these. I think you're on about the lock with the boot. I think it's okay, but I've not seen it, so if you want to link it below or something, I'll happily check it out. Obviously I don't want to damage the C5. I'm aware I've damaged the C5 a couple times already, couple scratches here and stuff, you know, things happen. I'm a clumsy person sometimes, so yeah, but I'll happily have a look if you could send me a link so I can see what you're on about, because I'm not 100%. The original battery was 15 kilos, the C5 was made to be 30 kilos, 2 times 15 kilogram C5 batteries. Is the 60 kilograms, legal weight limit for a tricycle. Lithium ones weigh around 4 kilograms, which is a huge weight saving. Yes, which is probably why it's going a lot faster than it initially was, which is absolutely brilliant, and I'm very, very happy with that. Nobody's drilling out the battery terminals on the battery. Yes, they are. Saw videos of it on YouTube. It's only if you want to put in posts and then post adapters to get threaded posts through to the original battery top. Yeah, it's kind of similar thing. I think that's what I was on about. It can appear to be more original, but it's a poor setup. Just fit a safety loom so you don't have to do you don't have any of these issues. Again, I can't afford the safety loom at this current point in time. Send me the serial number from the sticker, and I might be able to tell you when it came off the production line, and happy birthday. Thank you so much, C5 Depot, for that comment. I will contact you on Facebook or what have you and send you the serial number, because that would be really interesting to know when it came off the production line. I don't know if it's one of the first or the last, I have no idea. But that was a very useful comment, and I appreciate every point you've put across and everything you've said, and I take everything into consideration. Again, if you want to help with the safety loom, please feel free to. I'd like to apologise if this video has been all over the place. That is my bad. This has been recorded over a few days. I did put the stuff in the wheels. Yes, I know. I should have filmed it, but I didn't. And that's because the neighbours' kids were running around in the car park at that current point in time, so I didn't want to film it, put it on camera, because they're not my children. So, anyways, what we've done, we have taken everything off on the back, tried to get the dash sorted, couldn't get that sorted. We have plugged in the lights, so the lights working. We have fixed the mount where the switch is, so it's nice, which is great. I'm really happy with that. And we have put slime in the wheels, so we have done that as well. We've changed 2 rear inner tubes. Even though the inner tubes were perfectly fine, I still wanted to change them because I wanted it easier, I guess. I don't know, just more protection. I don't know. It's done now. So the C5 is going really well. I do need a battery charger because currently I'm plugging it into the car through jump leads and leaving the car running for hours to charge the battery. So I do need to get a battery charger, which I don't have, which is really annoying. I might see if I can hook it up to the old Sinclair C5 one. I know it's 40 years old, but I do still have it. So I might see if that can work. But yeah, until then, thank you so much for watching this video. I really do hope you have enjoyed it. I like working on the Sinclair C5. It's fun and I'm learning new things every single day. And that's what I really enjoy doing. So thank you so much, and I have lots more stuff planned for the C5. It's just trying to work out whether I should modify it or keep it as original as possible. An extra battery also wouldn't go amiss. Obviously, I'm not at that current stage, but if I can get another battery, that would be awesome, because I'd like to do some long distance challenges on the Sinclair C5. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I really do hope you have enjoyed the video. Please make sure to like this video, comment any questions down below, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and share this video with anyone who likes 1980s stuff, Sinclair C5s, Facebook, your mum, anyone. Share it. Adios, my mis amigos. I shall see you guys all in the next video, which will be up really soon. Goodbye for now.